Key movement terms, we got mobility. Well, mobility is just freedom of movement. What is the range of motion? What is the freedom of movement that a client has? The next one is stability. Our definition for stability is the ability to resist force. So stability and balance are not the same thing. Clients will use them interchangeably. We will use them interchangeably to communicate effectively with clients. But balance has to do with your vestibular systems. And so your balance is more how you relate with your equilibrium, whereas stability is that joint stable? Am I stable in this position? Can I own this position? Does that make sense? So they'll be like, I don't have any balance. No, you really just don't have any muscle. That's ultimately what it is. The joint's not stable, you're not stable. We won't say it that way. And then obviously strength is the ability to exert force. If you're strong, you can produce force. Mobility, freedom of movement. We need freedom of movement. It is the doorway into the house. If you can't even get in the house because it's so rigid and stiff, you can't even open the door, you got a problem. So we better get some mobility. That first floor that you get comfortable in, you kind of settle in, you get stable in that environment. That's the floor that you get stable, good, right? You're in the door, you get the mobility, now we get some stability, we're living in this place. We want to go to the next floor, the stairs, that's our strength. The only way we go up the stairs is if we build some strength. And then guess what? There's a new door. So now we actually need to have some mobility at that new level of strength. Now we need to stabilize at that new level of strength. So we just keep going up floor after floor after floor after floor. So what governs mobility? So it's going to be tissue extensibility, and it's going to be the nervous system tone. So oftentimes we think in terms of like, oh, they're restricted. Yeah, they could be. So it could be a tissue thing, but it also could be that the nervous system is guarding to not let it go there for whatever reason. When somebody blows out their back, I bent over to pick up a piece of paper and my back went out. You've probably heard that.
My disc shot out of my butt.
Yeah.
It's normally what they're freaking out with.
But ultimately the body is like this, right? You've seen that where they're like, I can't. The nervous system is guarding because it thinks like this fetal position is safest. So it thinks I won't do more damage by keeping this person here. It's not that they can't move. The rest of their body is probably fine. Yes, there could be some inflammation that is keeping them in that position, but oftentimes it's actually the nervous system that is guarding from mobility. It is guarding to protect. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. It's on purpose. You don't want to have this arm it can get more range of motion than this, but the nervous system is stopping me because if I go back real quick to grab something, it's trying to quickly lock down. It doesn't know where that end range is, and it wants to keep me from blowing out that shoulder. Does that make sense?
Is that the same for like older women that have like a hunchback?
So they have lost some of that mobility. I don't think at that point, I think that's more of a tissue extensibility issue. That is not a nervous system issue. Yeah.
I also think that's genetic. If you
True.
look into that, is a very
It's part of osteoporosis too.
osteoporosis is bone loss.
Yeah.
Sarcopenia would be the muscle loss,
I guess
which
so.
might lead to that. But the hunchback thing, like phone neck, I think as people call it. I actually, from what I've understood recently, it's not. That's not causing that. It's a genetic, and you can do stuff to lessen it or change it a little bit, but that's a highly genetic
My grandma's not hunching yet.
thing.
My grandma's like a big huncher. How do you help people?
A big huncher. You should call her that. What's up, Hunchy?
Does she wince when she's a big hunch?
No. She makes the people pain face.
She makes the people pain face
pain
when
face.
she's hunching?
Yeah.
She always makes the people pain face.
How do you help with that? I mean, you can do mobility work or strengthen the upper back or whatever, but you know, at a certain point, if there's like structures that are moved, like bone, you're not moving that. And I think that's why I make chiropractor jokes all the time, because you know, anyone who tells you your L4, L5 is 1 centimeter off centered can get bent. You know, if your spine was like this and shifted, you're in the hospital. You're not just walking around with a sacrum that's tilted 2 millimeters. I don't think that's happening. And they're certainly not pushing on your butt cheek and making that go back in. I don't think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong here, but
There's times where there's going to be a small shift, but if it's actually slipping out consistently to that degree,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's not that much space between my nerve canal and the column. So if you adjusted my back and moved them again,
Yeah.
and you shear a nerve,
Yeah, your SI joint has 2 to 3 degrees
Ouch.
of actual range that it can move. It can move, yes. But they're like, oh, your SI popped out. No, it's 2 to 3 degrees of movement.
Chiropractor at one point, I completely got shot.
there's really
Every
good.
single time.
There's
I know.
really good
Not
chiropractors.
big.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We say chiropractor a lot
Yeah.
because the majority of the field. But I'll be honest, two of the people that I have learned more from in the industry and respect, probably, I mean, it's Shallow and Junta, are both chiropractors. And they run one of the best biomechanics courses in the entire country within the personal training, physical therapy space. And they're chiropractors. So, yes.
There's a couple chiros I follow that I really like.
Yeah.
They don't crack people's backs and say crazy shit to people all
Yeah.
the time, though.
Yeah.
So.
So, so what, when mobility is limited, we're going to ask, like, is the joint structure limited? Is the tissue short, tight, or bound? Because oftentimes if the tissue is that way, yes, it maybe is just adapted to that, but oftentimes it is more of a neurological thing. So the nervous system is kind of keeping it kind of guarded, which brings us to that last question, which is the nervous system guarded? Like, what is creating this mobility restriction within this regard, right?